Human inventions have been shaping the world since the dawn of time. From the earliest days of our ancestors, humans have been driven by the desire to improve their lives and to make their existence easier. So in today's video, I'm going to be ranking these inventions and just a handful of them, from S tier being the most impactful and world-changing to D tier being the least impactful and generally not appreciated by the mass majority. This is my opinion, so don't get too mad. Enjoy. Alright, let's see. First off, we got airplanes. Now listen, airplanes are cool and all and stuff like that. Definitely have revolutionized travel, right? Does it deserve S? I think airplanes at least deserve A tier. Just because you can get places really fast, it's helped trade. So I think airplanes are definitely A tier for sure. Alright, next, we got the car. I'm not even gonna lie to you, bro. Cars are mid, okay? Listen, yeah, whatever, they revolutionized personal travel, and it's a lot better than the airplane. Cars cause way more pollution than airplanes. Cars invented the 9 to 5, so because you can personally travel, you can work longer, and you're more likely to die in a car accident than a plane accident. Mid, C tier, no further explanation. Next up, we have the wheel. Bro, do I even gotta explain this? The wheel, man? S. Easy S. Everything in history has relied on wheels. S. Easy. Alright, next up, we got the clock. It did revolutionize organization. It also has helped sciences like physics. But I don't think the clock is on the same level as the airplane. Now, don't get me wrong. Clock is very useful. But bro, it's an airplane. But it's not as bad as a car. I'll give clock B. B is reasonable, I think, for a clock. I would put it on wheel S, but like, come on, it's the wheel. Alright, next, oh my god, fire, S tier. Everything you've ever used in your life has in some way been like made by like fire, or controlled heat, I should say. Alright, next up, we got the compass. Now listen. The compass is important, right? You know, for travel, exploration, it just makes it more safer. But me, I'm just gonna memorize every single way and everything like that. I mean, somebody could use the compass, but not me, personally, because I would just memorize the way. Compass is D tier. Nobody even uses a compass anymore. Like, everything else I've said, everyone uses those things, like, on a daily basis. Who uses a compass on a daily basis? Just memorize the way, bro. You don't need a compass. Alright, next up, we have the computer. Now listen, the computer, I'm gonna put computer on A, simply because the computer has pretty much revolutionized the whole world. You know, the whole economy is online. You're watching this on some sort of computer, whether it be a phone or an actual computer or a TV. They all basically have the same innards as a computer. The only reason I don't put it in S is because they don't have as much value as like fire in the wheel would have. So yeah. Next up, we have the gun. The gun has had a lot of, you know what I'm saying, good involved with it, but it's also had a lot of bad. Guns were literally made for killing people. What other purpose do we have with guns today besides like killing somebody? I feel like there's no real reason, especially like fully automatic weapons. Nah, C tier. Just because of the impact it has on the world. Next up, we got the spaceship. Okay. Hold on, I gotta sit up. This is gonna be controversial. D tier. You know why I put the spaceship on D tier? Listen, the spaceship opened up endless possibilities of worlds. Endless things. We've left our planet. We can live on Mars. Listen, nobody is living on Mars. If you want to live on Mars, something is wrong with you mentally. Do you want to know why? There's no food. There's no water. There's no plants. We have to put all that stuff on there, all that funding, just for the atmosphere to like maybe not be compatible, maybe be compatible. It doesn't matter. You're still living on a barren wasteland Yeah, sure, it has evidence of like having life before, but there's a reason there's no life on it now. D tier. Nobody cares about space. Stay on Earth. Alright, next up, we have the phone. I'm gonna give it the A tier, just because of the impact it's had on society. I feel like it's kind of disrespectful now to put the clock in B. But the clock isn't that important to most people, but everyone uses their phone pretty often, and I think it's revolutionary. As everything is on this list, by the way. Everything on this list matters, but some things matter more. Alright, next up, we have the light bulb. Interesting one. Honestly, light bulb is S tier. Listen, where can you go that you don't see a light bulb? Like, light bulbs are everywhere. They're in your house, they're in your school, they're in your work. You can't go anywhere and not see a light bulb. Like, lights are essential for like modern society. Like, society before light bulbs were invented was like everything is open from sunrise to sunset. But when light bulbs were invented, everything was 24-hour. Like, that's how we got New York becoming the city that never sleeps, simply because of light bulbs and electricity. So definitely S tier. Definitely S tier. Next up, we got paper. Paper is a definite B tier. Why did I put paper on B? Well, because simply paper is kind of falling out of style. I mean, we're killing a lot more trees than we're planting, and since electronics are taking over, it kind of makes sense to put it on B tier. Paper was really important, but now it's just not as important anymore. Next up, the last picture, you can't tell, maybe if you zoom in really hard, but that's math. It's supposed to be a bunch of math. D tier. D tier. Immediate D. Just because not my strong suit. That's the only reason. But if I were to actually rate it right, math, probably S tier. Simply because math put people in space. Math created the computer. Math created the airplane. There's math on the clock. Math is just pretty much used everywhere around the board. But math is definitely S tier just because of the impact it's had. So anyways, this is my rating list for everything. If you want to make this yourself or like tinker with this, I'll put the link in the description. You can go and use this for yourself. Make your own tier list of these things, or maybe take these items and add more. I didn't have that many items. So with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. The universe is big, so be bigger.